afternoon. Another Monday, another start of the week. Thank you for joining me. Those that were, like I said on my story earlier, those that were asking about if the Orti was still gonna go on because I wasn't here last week. Hey, I appreciate the concerns, that there's actual people interested in the Orti, and and those that have been listening to me, that's pretty much my main goal. As long as I hit one person and they're affected by it, or it makes their day a little better, I'm content with that. So yeah, I got a lot of, because I didn't come last Monday, so I got a lot of people. Hey, what's going on? Is the Orti still going, or did you get cut off? What happened? No, it was just still here, still going. Thank God. Just a little situation, but nothing major. Just like an absent, but the Orti's still going. Just so you know, it's good, it's functioning. And I appreciate you guys, those that listen now live, even on YouTube. Yeah, check it out on YouTube or on MT Radio, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. We're on there. That's where it matters. Share, like. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate for all the love. Even for my books, those that have been asking questions about it. Purchasing it. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I think yesterday, I have a homie who's incarcerated, and he sent me a little video of the third book that he already received, and man, it's just awesome to see. Sometimes I'm still kind of flabbergasted or in disbelief when I see somebody purchase it, or I go online and I see it on Amazon or on Barnes and Noble. So it's gonna be a great book. So appreciate those that buy this book. I'm telling you, this is a good series. There's 3 right now. The 4th one's complete. I just finished the modifications. I'm working on a cover, and it's just good. You guys gotta jump on. I know nowadays, reading, you ain't got no time for reading sometimes. I get it. I mean, when I was incarcerated, there's plenty of time. That's our joy is reading. That's all we can do is read. So for us, we had time. Got nothing but time, that saying. And so, we read in there. So I know coming out here, getting released, there's a lot to do out here. You got to, work, chores, bills, a lot more things to do. That's, and also technology. Technology is taking over. Tablets, ebooks. Which is good. I'm that's what I'm trying to do right now. Is ebooks. So, you could just put on the headphones while you're cleaning or working out, and just, have somebody read it to you. I'm hoping I could read it. I'm looking into it where I could read it, because who better than to tell you or to read to you the book than the author who knows about it. I know each character. I could put more emotion behind certain characters, because I know I built them. I created them. I created their emotions. I created their attitude. I created their actions. So I know how, like when I read a quote, I don't know how it's going to be. or a sentence, I know how it's gonna be. I could put more emotion to it because I know I created them. I created these characters, and so yeah, I'm working on that. But it takes money. Nothing's free out here. So yeah, I'm working on it though. Good marketing also. I'm working on it, and hopefully, I'm telling you, jump on this wave because it's gonna be out there. It's gonna be out there. I already have, I vision it. Those that know me, that know the Orti also, the discourse about the Orti. It's all about positivity and how, speaking things into existence, believing it, exercising it. And so far, I mean, it's been revealing itself, my book, just, things I purchased, everything's just been falling in place. And it's things that I thought about when I was incarcerated. I'm like, I'm gonna have the book, I'm gonna have this, So I know it's gonna be up there. It's gonna be. I just want you guys to be prepared, and so you guys could be like, you know what? I was one of the first persons to read that book because it's gonna go nationwide, countrywide, worldwide. Watch. I mean, all due respect to all those authors out there, but there's a lot of books. There's a lot of competition. Like my publisher told me, like, he goes, "What's gonna make yours, different from everyone's else?" Because like when my book came out, well, when each book comes out, like they say over 1,000 books come out too, so you're not the only one. But mine, like I said, all due respect to those authors, I have nothing but love and respect how they write, but it's mediocre though. It's all dull. It's the same old thing. This one, Rabia series it's emotional, it's deep, it's detail, you're gonna fall in love with a character, you're gonna fall in love with the clan. You might be a follower of the vampires, you might fall in love with the samurais, you might fall in love with the Rang posse. And there's one more, the one that's coming out. It's gonna be Rabia, book 4, and it's about Commander Shug, an army veteran, an army hero who was betrayed by his country, who turns to the dark side and accepts a job from the mafia, and he becomes powerful. So you might fall in love with him, So it's just, I already see it. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like clan. You're gonna fall in love with a clan, and so yeah. Since it's coming out already, hopefully hopefully 2-3 weeks tops, my 4th book should be coming out. It's a big accomplishment. Can I get a clap right there, big dog? Jay? Yeah. Hey, I pat myself on the back, man. That's 4 books, man. You know what I mean? And to see it's a blessing, man. You know what I mean? Regardless, I know how it's gonna turn out. It's gonna turn out well. Maybe patience. I'm a big believer in God, and sometimes maybe He don't want to give you everything, your success right now, because you might, it's too much. Maybe I wouldn't know how to handle it, and rightly so. I mean, shit, I'll probably be, at the casino, trying to spending all my money, or maybe using it on negative things, or I'll start forgetting my principles and start, my fundamentals that made me what I am, or what of my success. So I'm a big believer in God. So maybe, He's preparing me. Maybe He don't want to give me too much, and that's how it is. Like, those that believe in God, or that that sometimes you ask for stuff and maybe he won't give it to you. He won't give it to you everything because maybe you're not ready for it. Maybe you wouldn't know how to handle. And then He also says that he'll sometimes, if you keep on begging and begging and begging, he's gonna give it to you. And just to prove you wrong that you can't handle it, he's gonna give it to you so you can show you, and you're gonna be like, oh, you know what, I can't handle this. But yeah, there's a little bit of theological Bible verses for you right there. Yeah, but before I get into the book, let's get a little recap of this Orti, the discourse. The intellectual circle. That's what it's all about, the Orti. And it's pretty much, I don't know how I started. I mean, it started with the interview. Jay and Leslie, they interviewed me, and I just started, talking about my book, and that door was open, and I read a lot of books which are called mnemonic. Those are self-help books, and I just thought I'll have that's what the Orti will be about, and how it changed, how it could change. It changed me, it changed me from prison, from being a long time inside prison to being released. I give all credit to books, self-help books, knowledge. They helped me, they straightened me in there. Because it was I'm pretty sure you guys came across someone who got released and whatnot, and you could tell they've been released. They just got out, and they didn't use their time wisely. They didn't use their time. They didn't take advantage of all the traits in there, all the education in there, and they just come out the same, sometimes worse. And hey, if that's I ain't here to talk down on them. That if that's their get down, that's their get down. I mean, I ain't here talking down on them. I ain't better than them. I ain't saying that, because we can all get humbled, by anything, by anyone. So I'm just saying, like, I used the time myself, my opinion, wisely. I knew I was getting out one day, and I knew I wanted to show a legacy, and I used all the traits in there, education. And as a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, I ran into somebody, and we were talking, and so we started talking, and it came up that I was incarcerated. I didn't spill it out. I don't know. Somehow it just came out, and he asked, because I don't glorify it. I ain't out there advertising it. I don't need that, But I told him, yeah. I mean, there ain't no shame in it. You gotta learn how to accept your past to move forward. So I accept it out. I'm not that person. Boom. That's what made me what I am. Gave me strength, make me a savage, and what I'm doing. And so when I told him, that person was surprised. Like, he would have never guessed it, that I was in there for that long and whatnot, and my appearance and everything. And that was my goal when I was in there. That was my main goal. Like, when I get released, because hey, let's be truthful. There's still racists out here. There's still people that judge, and so I didn't want to be. If I could minimize that, the judgment part, then I'm gonna minimize it. That's why I educated myself. I socialized with people that were thinking business wise, and how to go forward positively in this ever changing world. And so every time I hear somebody say, yeah, wow, I couldn't tell. It's like, boom, it's a success. I did it. I did what I said I was gonna do. And just like my books, so I give a lot of credit to those books, knowledge books, and those people out there. If there's a book that that encouraged you, or kind of like just did a 360 in your life for the positive, anything like that. Or if there's a book that you think I'll like, or that you want to share, feel free. Feel free to let me know. I'll look at it. I'll look into it, or we'll read it on here, and I'll talk about it, and I'll give my opinion on it. But yeah, man, it's open. Even a quote. I think I had a whole discourse on the quotes, on inspirational quotes, on how a quote can be that adrenaline in your life, that motivation. There's a quote that would always inspire you, that can you always fall back to. I have a quote. I have a few like that. So if there's a quote, that anything, man, just anything positive, anything, or if you know anybody that was inspired by books, that encouraged you, that encouraged them to be what they are in success, let me know, and or tell them to, send me a message, and maybe we can bring them in here, and they could talk about their book and how it changed their life. And this is an open platform right here, and that's all I want to do, just encourage people and strengthen people, and in knowledge, and this life, and in life, not to be blind. Also, I talk a lot about strategic, also books about strategicness, and about out there, like it's a game. It's a game. Everybody has a motive. I talk about that a lot, and it's true. And also how your presence, how you approach things, can make a big difference. And I always use the waiter or the waitress as an example of how attitude can be, can change, could, for the good. And not when was it? Yesterday I went to breakfast, and we were at a restaurant, and we had this waiter just come up, and you could just tell his face was miserable, and he was like, oh yeah, so, and I was asking him about soft drinks, and he was just like, oh well, this and then that. I was like, wow, you know what I mean? And we just got up and left, and we went to another restaurant, and this restaurant, oh my god, this waitress was super nice, you know what I mean? And boom, hooked her up with a tip. Yes, I'm telling you, it's just attitude. Also, it makes a big difference in how life approaches you or attracts you. Your attitude. Everybody knows that. You feel good, you look good. Same thing. So yeah, if you guys know anybody, or anything about a book that you want me to, that you can recommend, or that would change your guys' life, or a quote, anything, inspirational biographies. I like biographies. I like reading success stories from, those from rags to riches, per se, kind of success stories. Every billionaire, every millionaire, pretty much they all started from the bottom, and so never think you can't be successful. And I mean, like, I've been also saying this, like, success is how you define it, but like your dream, don't hesitate, man. Don't, keep going. Whatever, it's never too late. I see people changing their whole career because they just, like, it's a good career, but they just change it because they know time is short, and they just want to try it. And if it don't work, then cool. At least I tried it. At least I can go on in life not saying, oh, what if? So that's what I talk about. I just talk about, goals, positive things. And I had an interview with, a homie who was incarcerated, also with my partner here, the engineer. He was also had a good story, you know. It's like a biography, all these people, they just, I read a book on Nike, the inventor of Nike. That's a good book. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Dog something. I don't know, but it's the history, the book of Nike, the creator of Nike, which is now, man, we know Nike like it's on everything and money. Well, he started in the garage, and he was sleeping in his car, and he was I'm trying to remember, but I know he was like, I remember he started all these he had all these shoes, and nobody wanted them, and he had them in his parents' garage, and nobody was interested in it, and he kept on. He didn't stop. He kept on. He kept on his dream. It's an obstacle. I can't remember, there's a quote where it says, don't complain don't complain about not having nothing if you ain't gonna put the work. You gotta put the work. You gotta fall, and sometimes you gotta have to take risk. You're gonna have to sacrifice. I mean, that's how a warrior, when he goes to war, when he wins a war, he ain't cleaned up. He's scratched up. He's scarred. He went through trouble to get to have victory. It's the same thing with success. Whatever you dream, your goals, you got to go through obstacles. You got to go through maybe, in debt, whatever, but just stick to it. And I read that one of Nike. I forgot what it's called. And it's cool because now it's coming up little like things about the book. And I remember that he wasn't even the creator of Nike. He wasn't even he didn't like the swoosh. He didn't like the swoosh, and he didn't like the word Nike, which is a goddess. He didn't like it. I think he had some other. It was a way out rocket. I think he had like, it was gonna be called his Falcon something. Imagine if he would have went with Falcon instead of Nike, Falcon or something like that. He had it, but I think it was his secretary at that time, or one of his workers said, "Hey, what about Nike?" And I guess one of the creators did the little swoosh. And he's like, "Nah, that would never work. That would never work." He was totally against it. And I don't know what happened, but he ended up going with it. And look at, now it's known. Nike and the swoosh is, but he wasn't fond by it. He wanted something cool, like a Falcon. I think it was Falcon. I can't remember, but it's a good book. Read it. And yeah, but it's also awesome. That just goes to show you that sometimes, okay, just because I have my dream here, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna take criticism. I'm not constructive criticism. Like my publisher, at first he was like, "Hey, what if we, do this, do this, do this?" And at first, do you see my first one? It's just dark. This is mine idea, and this is his idea, And I was like, wow, yeah, it just stands out more, It just stands out more, So he goes in, and sometimes we got to be open to constructive criticism, and just like that guy, the creator of Nike, he ended up going with the secretary's request of Nike and the swoosh. So yeah, Yeah, so just that's what I talk about, man. Just positive stuff and don't be blind. Books, yeah, but let me know. Request books, anything. I'll read them here, quotes, anything, you know. So yeah, like I said, it's a Monday. It's all right. It's hot over here. It's all good. We're gonna get through this Monday good. This hour good. We're gonna talk about my books. I'm gonna try to break them down because the fourth one's coming out. The fourth one, fourth series, Rabia, and then there's one more, and it's the All Out War. But these are, like I said, it's all the history of a character, that leads to the final book, the war. Like I said, you might be a fan, you might fall in love with the characters in the vampires, which is this one, Libro Uno, and I started with the vampires because they were established first in the United States, and this takes place like I just put 2090, the year 2090, which is really not that far. And that's what I wanted. I wanted something not far-fetched. I didn't want to put like, way in the future, 30, because, like, oh shit, there's going to be like future shit, spaceship. No, I still wanted like, because how I described it in the environment in my scene, in the book, it's still like this, how life like this. There ain't no cars flying or nothing like that. It's like this, The only thing is there's a lot more trouble in the country, in the world. Countries are segregated. They're segregated. They're not even in unison anymore due to which it's all right here in the first couple pages. I break down how the world is, See, in my books, I'm telling you how, before I get into the character of the vampires, I'm telling you how the world is from from medical, from how advanced, how rights are, freedom, how things are. I break it down, so you can have, because I want you guys, the readers, to have an idea. Once you guys start reading down, to have an idea of what's going on in the world, and it's segregated. The countries are segregated because of terrorists, which are labeled as religious fighters, and they're just being overpowered. They just overpower, and each country gets scared, and they just stop in unison. They start, block their borders, everything. So that's how it, I just want the reader to know that's how it is. That's how the world is. And so the vampires, they started in Transylvania, Romania, and they get immigrated into the U.S. And I think I talked about this a while back on a couple shows before about the book, about the vampires, how they immigrated, and how I started getting. I don't want to get too detail in it, because then you guys ain't gonna purchase it. You guys I already read it. I already heard about it. But it's just good, and they're successful. It could be somebody, and the thing is, my vampires ain't like these Hollywood vampires, what you see on Twilight, all these all these cutie vampires. Nah, mine are, and mine ain't evil looking either. Mine could look like me or you, but we just don't know it. But internal, they're vampires, and they like to keep discreet. They're so, out of all these clans, the samurais, the rank posse, the varos, which are the vampires, are the most fundamental discipline group in the Noche organization. They are the most disciplined. They're like fundamental. They copy a lot of the U.S. Constitution, but they're not as loose, like the U.S. They don't abuse the Constitution like the U.S. or they are solid, fundamental. The varos, the vampires. So they become there. That's why I talk about them first, because they were the first one to immigrate into the United States and be successful, be in and not exposing themselves, And I don't want to get into the characters. I did that last time, but yeah, and then from the varos, it goes to the samurais, which is the Hanjus. They came from Japan, and I tell you a history on them and how they were the second ones in the United States to be successful. And all of these clans, and which the next one, the fourth book, they all have one purpose. They all have one mutual understanding. They dislike the United States, and I put it on each of them. They have vengeance for the United States, and that's because something in each clan, something happened that the United States did to them. And so they have a mutual agreement that they hate the United States, and that's why they make the Noche organization. They make it, and that's their little like United Nations. They make it so they can have respect each other territories and boundaries. But it was the varos, the vampires, and the samurais that first created the dark organization, the Noche organization, and then the rank posse, which is the last one. But the rank posse, these are humans. These were humans. Well, they are humans. Well, they're sort of humans. The only one, the vampires, they're vampires. But the samurais, they're humans, but they receive in the book, they receive some kind of like a magi spell, and they have skills. Each of these clans have their own skills. The vampires have rapid speed. They heal quick. They have the ability to heal. They have control over the ravenous bats. So, and the Hanjus, they also have a skill also. They had, which they call divine winds, and they have they're also rapid speed. They have acrobatic skills, and they have a skill that nobody has. They have illusions. That's the Hanjus. And the rank posse, which are like Africans, they're like the young hip. They're like a gang. They're like a gang, but they also gifted, and their gift is they are strong. Their strength is like the enormous, and so they each have a skill. So the samurais, yeah, they're from Japan. They get immigrated over here, and I tell you, in this book also in the samurai, I tell you how they they got their hate towards the U.S. and how they immigrated into the United States, how they came across the varos, the vampires, and how they just combine and to keep territories aligned, how they came up with the Noche organization to keep peace, you know. And then, so while there was peace between the samurais and the varos, they started seeing that Akili, because he's the youngest one, they started seeing the rank posse being strong, dominant, a strong gang, you know. And they didn't think nothing of it. They thought there was just gonna be a gang like they witnessed many times, die out. But no, they just got stronger and stronger. So they found out that the rank posse had an extraordinary skill, a supernatural skill, just like them. So they invited Akili and his rank posse to be part of the Noche organization to keep, because he had territory too. So they could have peace, to respect each other's territory, you know. But I remember Akili's a young African. He's cocky, and then he has unbearable strength, you know. He knocks off all these gangs, all these human gangs. Nobody can mess with him because he has this enormous strength, in which he gives to his posse, to his gang, to his clique. He gives them all this serum to make them strong. And I tell you, you see the thing about my books, I ain't saying they just all of a sudden like, oh, they wake up and they get that's it, you know, they receive these supernatural skills. No, I tell you the history on how they receive this this supernatural skill, you know, which is feasible. I tell it in a way where it's feasible. I give a little history too. You know, I don't just, you know, like, I mean, all due respect to Spider-Man, but how does Spider-Man receive his gift? A fucking spider just biting him? Come on, man. You know what I mean? My story's way better than that. Mine is believable. Not a damn spider and that's it. You know what I mean? Mine's believable. How they receive their skill, how they receive their supernatural skill, how the samurais receive their divine winds, how Akili receives this unbreakable strength, this gorilla strength, this gorilla syndrome. You know, I tell you the history, and you get so in tune, and it's it's believable. You know, so yeah, that's how my book is. It's detailed. It's good. I just want you guys to be on deck when because it's gonna take off. I strongly believe it. It's been happening, you know. It's been, thank God, it's been, you know, been paying a little bit of the bills, you know, and ever since I got blessed with this podcast, it's been helping me. So man, just get on it, you know. It's really good. I want you guys to, you know, especially those are my listeners that are listening, you know, get it. You know, read it, take time. I'm telling you, it'll once you guys get the ball rolling, it's just gonna be so. And then the characters, you fall in love with the characters. You know, you feel for them. You know, because they're not just. I'm saying they're like dark organizations, but they also have emotion. They also have feelings. They also are blind by beauty. They're also. That thrive by passion. They're weak when it comes to flaws. They're just beautiful characters, and you know, Like I say, I always say, like, I gave breath to these characters. And a lot of people ask me, like, how did I come up with these characters and this story? And I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I think each character has a little bit of me. A little bit of me, or a little bit of something I admire, or something that I hate, or someone I came across, friends' attitudes, family member attitudes, whatever. I don't know. It's just probably all meshed in, and just that's how my characters are built. But I think all of them have a little bit piece of me, including females. All of them. They have a little bit of my likes, dislikes, and I couldn't tell you how I came up with these characters. I just like I mentioned, those that listen, I just start writing. And when you're writing, when you get inspired, you get inspired. And those that know about being inspired know that once you get inspired, you just go, whatever it may be. If it could be anything. It could be cooking. It could be anything. It don't have to be books or anything to it could be anything. It could be, like I said, cooking. It could be doing yard work. It could be renovating. That's all inspiration. When you get inspired, you just write, or you just do it. And that's how I wrote this. And also I was bored of reading the same old books, same old stories, and no detail. Falling. You fall in love with these characters, and then they don't. That's it. They don't get into detail more on what they do, or who they fall in love with, or all that. I put closure in everything. And every character, every storyline in here, there's gonna be closure. So there ain't gonna be a time where you're like, oh, what happened? I wonder what happened to this person. Oh, what happened to this? No. Believe me, I had 15 years of working on this book. 15 years, probably more. 15 years of working on this book. So I made sure each detail, each character, it is complete. You gotta know each character, what happens, everything, and each. Oh my God! I was reading, because I'm send in the last book. I'm already gonna email it to the publisher so they could start it already. And I started reading it, like the last book. Not this one that's coming up. This one's already finished. The fourth book, it should be coming out like in three weeks. But I got the last one, and it's an all-out war between the vampires, the samurais, the rank posse, and the ones on the fourth book, the humans, the Commander Shug and his military ex-militants. So and the fifth book is an all-out war with them. And I was reading it because I wanted to make sure everything was good, if I needed to add something. So I was reading it, and I ain't gonna lie, like, wow, it was deep. Like I even got emotional myself on how it ends. It was like, wow, it was emotional the way it ends, especially knowing how each character and the story. And the thing is, like, once you read, you start with the Libro 1 with the vampires, Varo. There's gonna be a little bit about them that comes out in the samurais in book 2, in the Hanjus. Libro dos. And just, it's going to come out a little bit on Keely and the Rank Posse, and they're going to come out, so you got to get a little bit about, there's going to come out. Vampires are going to come out a little bit on the Samurai book, the Rank Posse, a little bit on everything. So that's why it's going to lead up to the guerra. And I was reading it, and it was good. I'm telling you, it is emotional how it ends, especially once you start reading. Once you read, if you've been a faithful reader and you read them all, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you read Guerra, the end, which, yeah, I think that's what. See, I'm already giving you like, hey, that it came out. The last book, what it's gonna be called, Guerra. That's it's gonna be real emotional. The end, how it ends, and it is. And sometimes I already picture it like in the theater, like how it's gonna be, how it's gonna affect people, how it's gonna affect the audience, And I know if it affected me, it's gonna affect you. So, jump on it, jump on this book. Rabia is it's a different book. It's different from the others. It's mysterious. It's dark. It's just lustful, painful, betrayal, love, anger, happiness, joyfulness, every emotion. It's all here. Characters. There's violent. There's the weak that become powerful. There's the ugly that become beautiful. There's everything. And it's gonna hit it. I'm telling you this. I think I just didn't make like two different attitudes, two different characters. No, it's every character has. It's different. They had a little life story, how they became. They had a family, and I detail that everything. So just like I said, I wanted to talk about this, the Rabia series, because the fourth one's gonna come out soon. I want you guys all be on deck. It's just a good book. I know it's difficult out here to get into books. I know it is. I know. Believe me. I seen my sister still hasn't read it, and she has it in her. I seen it in her car, but she said she's waiting for the ebook. But hey, I'll get there. I'm gonna get there. I'm working on it where I could read it to you guys. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll just make it, instead of a podcast, I'll just make a couple of podcasts. I'll read the whole thing to you guys right here. But it is this is my baby right here, Rabia. It's about clans. You got the vampires, you got the samurais, and you got the gorillas, and then the fourth one is gonna be the humans that are also outcasts. They're outcast also, and they try to get recruited to the Noche organization with these three. They try to get recruited to the Noche organization because Suge and his military, they're big also. But I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek that of the fourth one, Suge the military, they know about these guys, they know about all them, but they don't like them. Suge and all these ex-militant, they don't like them. So they refuse them. They refuse their invitation. They don't bow down to nobody. They let them know viciously, like, nope, we ain't part of you guys. We don't want to be nothing part of you guys. And these are ex-militant. They're humans, There's ex-militants. There's ex-biker gangs, skinheads. They're just humans that were outcast in gangs, whatever. and they're just together, and they're just military now. And yeah, they refuse the Noche organization. They refuse it. They don't want no part of it, nothing. And I can't tell you anymore, but like I said, it goes into the fifth book, which is the All Out War, Guerra, and only one survives. Only one survives. It could be the Varo, it could be the samurais. I mean, samurais got that illusion. If you got that illusion, you got that martial. They're samurais. Could be the samurais that overcome. They got all those illusions and skills. Or it could be the Akili and his rank posse, which are strong. But do they have the mental strategy? I mean, you could be strong, but if you don't got mental strategy, you ain't nothing. You're just a big brute. But I'm just saying, could it be them? Could it be the vampires that are been established for many, many, many years, centuries? Or could it be Commander Suge and his militants that win it all? You gotta read, And I bet once you start reading, you're gonna fall in love with Ali. I know one clan. You're gonna fall in love with one clan, or maybe you'll fall in love with those females that read it. There's here too. It's there's females that become strong here also. It's not just men, it's females too. Females, I put females make a big part. Like I always say, I mean, a successful person needs a female. Yeah, you're good, but a female makes you better. I mean, you got all these successful people, and you always have a female to hold you down and to make you humble when your strength ain't doing it. Her humbleness does. Everybody needs that. So in each character also, there's females in here that play a big part in the success of the Varos, of the Hanjus, and the Rang Posse. Even in the fourth book, but Commander Suge, there's always a female that strengthens them, encourages them. So it's not just for men, it's for females too. You'll fall in love with a female also. Their strength, their ability, their dedication to their man. And all of them are dedicated to them because they fall in love with them, and some don't even care. They know how evil they are, but they're so in love that they don't even care. There's some that'll give up their wings. And there's a quote in there by one of the females that says that she'll gladly give up her halo to be with him. That's saying, like, I'll go to hell with him as long as I'm with him. That's real love right there. So yeah, there's female strong warriors in here, and it's gonna be deep, man. It's gonna be deep, and I can't wait to see it. And I want you guys to read it and ask me questions here on or later on. Send me a message. I know the homie's he's gonna love this one. The homie who's incarcerated, he just got it. He's gonna love this one. But he's also good. I think he's gonna fall in love with the other one. But this one's good. The Akili Posse. I think a lot of people are gonna relate to the Akili Posse because they're young, they're hip, they're like they're like bad boys. They're like the bad boys. They're rich. They like money. They like flashy stuff. So, or maybe you like. You like that samurais, you know what I mean? You like that, that little Asian, the the discipline of it. Or maybe you like the battles, the vampires, which are always kind of, always like, attractive in some kind of way. Or maybe the military, the humans. So you'll fall in love with one, and you'll increase. You'll love it. You'll get into this book. It's really good. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. My Rabia series, because the fourth one's coming out. Like I said, it's out. All these right now. They're out right now. They're on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Last time I was in Barnes and Noble, I couldn't wait. I was already picturing my books right there on the shelf. It's gonna get there. And I just want you guys to be like one of the first ones to be. You know what? I was reading it before anybody else. So get on it. And I hope, I gave you a little insight of it. I don't want to give up too much. I want you guys to really dig it, really enjoy it. So it's out. Read it. So you guys could give me some feedback on it. So appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the love. I appreciate everything, man. Also right here in MT Radio, I appreciate it. Also, everybody here that opened the doors and keep opening the doors for me. Appreciate it. The listeners, now and later on, appreciate it. Those that share my link, which I would have right now. I'm gonna put it up on Facebook. Share it on your guys' page. Help me help you. I appreciate all you guys' love, all support, you guys listening. I have a lot of, like I said, if there's a book you guys want me to read, or a book, or someone that has a good life story that changed, or that they read something that changed their life, feel free, message me, and we'll talk about it, so you can help somebody out there. You might help somebody out there, somebody who's going through the same struggle as you, the ones that are going through the same obstacles. So if you guys know somebody, or you, yeah, man, don't be shy on this this camera. I mean, I just started. I didn't care. I just got in. They said, "Hey, you want to?" Yes. I have no experience here. It's all right. I'm still hitting people. Every time, like I said, every time I open those DM, and there's homies that are incarcerated, that are giving me props and encouraging me, like, "Hey, man, wow. Hey, keep doing what you're doing." Or, "Hey, I didn't know." That some be like, "I don't know you can do that in here. I didn't know they had these traits. I didn't know I could ask the counselor that." Yeah, you could ask the counselor anything. Ask them. Hey, yeah, I want. What's open? What colleges? I want to sign up for college. How do I do that? Well, hey, all that, and that right there maybe was my calling for this podcast, to reach out and touch a couple homies like that, that are incarcerated, and like I said, those that say, "Hey, good job. Hey, you're doing a good deed." That's right there. That's good enough for me. Even if it's one person, whatever, it's good enough for me. Also, yeah, if you guys know somebody, or if you got a good, interesting story, that there was a book, a strong book that helped you, that turned you around, or a quote that made you turn around and succeed, feel free. Let me know. Bring you in here. We'll talk about it. Talk about your story. Let's do it. You know, the Orti. You know what the Orti is about? It's the intellectual circle. Everybody just giving out knowledge. You know, not trying to command anybody. You're not trying to enforce anything. No, it's just knowledge. If the shoe fits, wear it. Or if it can make you a better person, if you can absorb this knowledge, hey, that's what it's all about. That's what the Orti is all about. To educate, to inspire, to, you know. So send me a message or on Facebook, wherever, and we'll get you in here. And if you got a good story, we'll do it. You know, I still got to get like I said, I got that paralegal coming in. We're gonna ask them questions about, you know, incarceration. You know, if you ever find yourself in the other side of the law, and there's so much, you know, you want to know. Like, I didn't know when I got incarcerated. I wish I knew what I know now about the law when I got incarcerated. Because I mean, I think I would have, my journey would have been something different. But hey, you know, yeah, you gotta accept it though. If that's your life, that's what you gotta accept, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna have that paralegal. We're gonna ask them questions, and you know, so you can be, next time you get stopped or anything like that, or you ever, like I said, on the other side of the law. Hey, it's on the first Miranda rights. The first one, what does it say? You have the right to remain silent. That right there, boom, is key. You don't have to say nothing else. You don't have to say nothing else. You know, that right there can save you from incriminating yourself. You know, you start babbling, blah, 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 that's it. You know, you start getting yourself in your own wreck. You start, so that right there, whenever you get stopped, hey, am I under arrest? No? Okay, bye. You don't have to talk. We don't need to chit chat. We don't need to have coffee, nothing. Hey, okay, I'm not under arrest. Okay, later. Bye, officer. If I am, okay, I want to see my lawyer. That's it. Those right there, those two principles are strong right there. That's all you need to know whenever you get in the other side of the law. But so I'm gonna have a paralegal here, and they're gonna talk about it. We'll ask them questions, and we'll open up. It's always open, so if you got questions, also. But appreciate it. Thank you for listening. This is the Rabia series. Remember, it's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Just search Rabia, or just go Julian Melendez, and it'll come up, the three of them. Libro uno, the Varos, the vampires. Libro dos, the Hanju, rise of the Hanju clans, the samurais. And Rabia 3, bow down to the Rang posse, Akili and his Rang posse. So they're all out right now. Check them out. So till Monday, we'll have another good discourse. Thank you for joining me, and be safe out there. See you guys next Monday.
Siente el poder